And welcome back to Let's Talk Business here on CentralValleyTalk.com. My next guest is George Leddicotte, who's with the SBA Accounting and Tax Solutions Company.
Thank you, Mike.
We were talking travel during the break there because we both love to travel the world.
That's right.
But instead, you want to talk about travel? Or?
Well, we probably ought to talk about business.
Darn, we need to talk about business. Okay, so what do you do at SBA?
Well, I am one of the owners along with my wife.
Now, let's clear this up. This isn't the Small Business Administration, the big government agency.
No.
You're separate.
It's a privately owned company. Stands for Small Business Advisory Group. Just drop the G out of there.
Okay.
And
so who do you advise?
Small businesses, basically privately owned, single owner, family owned, multiple owner businesses, literally throughout North America. Mm-hmm. We don't just stay here locally, even though
you have clients all over the place.
Yeah, I have clients over. We do a lot of clients from a virtual standpoint. I have a client in Arkansas that I have never seen face to face.
Well, you can Skype each other.
And that's exactly what we do. We Skype or do a go-to meeting or something like that. And consulting business over the years has always been the consultant travels, the client pays the cost. I love to travel, as we said earlier.
Mm-hmm. But the client doesn't always want to pay that cost.
That's the client doesn't want to pay. So. You can't put up with that kind of travel as we get younger, like you and me.
I wish.
Yes. So in 2009, we formed the SBA group to put a new spin on it.
Why did you think there was a need for this business?
Well, the previous 7 years, I had actually worked, and my wife also had worked for a consulting company out of Chicago who solely practiced their consulting practices with small businesses in the U.S. and Canada.
Okay.
And in that 7 years, I saw between 600 and 700 small businesses that needed help. Some of them, in the early years, they needed help knowing what to do with their profitability. Then as the economy got weaker, they needed to transform themselves, do change management, move into different areas.
You can't keep doing the same things if the economy changes.
Exactly,
right?
and that was a lot of what we did. Always very pleased to say I met an incredibly fine number of business owners. I've just humbled many, many times of what I saw, what people could do, etc. And I have always thought that somehow a small business sort of succeeds despite itself. Mm-hmm. And I've owned 7 businesses myself, so I fall into that category. And
Were they all successful?
No.
But you learned.
I learned. And so why we started this business is to give back. Our motto of the business is helping business succeed. And that's what we're doing. So, and our programs that we do for our clients are really customized to them.
Well, give me an idea. What kinds of advice do you?
Well, for example,
what help do these businesses need?
For example, I've got a client that I'm working with right now, and the owner, a great, hardworking guy, never done business before in his life, doesn't know the kind of documents to put together, doesn't know the kind of things to say from a marketing standpoint, from legal standpoint, doesn't know how to keep his financial records. So in his case, we're tailoring a broad brush program.
Well, now, so do you take over all those things and do it for him, or do you just teach him how to do it?
It depends on the client.
Really? You can provide that service if they want you to.
Yeah. For example, we have a client in Arizona that we do 100% of their financial management from here in Fresno. We're online with them to their accounting system, which happens to be QuickBooks in this case. We do their accounts payable, their accounts receivable, their payroll, the monthly financial management reports, and we go there twice a year to deliver W-2s in January.
Wow.
And to conduct an audit that they're required by their state, their nonprofit organization.
Sure.
So we go to cover that.
Well, you let them focus on what they do best, right? Their business.
Right. Their core competencies. And, the guy or gal that knows how to repair homes, do landscaping, whatever the case happens to be, they know how to do that well. I may not. But I do know how to do the financial management, do cash flow. We've added tax services, so we do tax preparation, tax planning for them as they need to do that. help them choose the correct business entity. Do you want to be a sole proprietorship? You want to be a partnership, LLC, corporation? There's not necessarily a wrong answer. It's really, I got to sit and talk to you and say,
Right.
hey, what do you want?
What works for you? Yeah. Are your services expensive?
We tend to think not. We think they're more cost effective. If somebody wants to pick my brain for an hour, yeah, it's expensive. But I believe in a long-term relationship that needs to be affordable and needs to be acceptable for both of us, the client and us. So we do project fees for the most part. So you tell me, well, George, I got $500 to spend on a monthly basis. I will tailor a project for you.
Well, that's nice.
If you tell me you got $10,000 to spend, I'll tailor one for that also.
I bet the $10,000 program's a heck of a lot more involved than the $500 one.
You know, in some respects, they are not.
Really?
The smaller ones are done piecemeal. Like, how would we eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And
well,
the
I would
bigger
never eat an elephant.
Well, I wouldn't either, but
I know
it's a
what
good
you mean.
analogy. The bigger ones, it forces on most small businesses too much change in too short of a time. If I sit with you as a business owner 30 minutes, an hour, every week, every other week, you can digest that change or that change of habits or whatever you need to do. If I come and plant myself at your facility for the next 3 weeks,
You might overwhelm me.
I know I will. And you'll be frustrated. You won't have the kind of success that we really want the program to have for you.
By the time most businesses come to you, are they in trouble looking for solutions?
Sometimes, yes.
Yeah.
Other times, they're brand new and they've seen other people get in trouble and they say, I don't want to be in the
They want to
same
head
boat.
it off, yeah.
You know, over I'd say the last 5 or 6 years, as we've had the economic cycles that we've seen in the country, there was a period of time that everybody I saw was in trouble, and real serious trouble. Now, I'm pretty proud of the fact that I've only had in all that time to tell 2 businesses to close their doors.
Wow.
So
You're honest enough to tell them the best thing you can
yeah.
do is close the doors. Yeah.
I'll go in there and, you know, in one case it was 2 partners. One wanted to go left, the other one wanted to go right, and they were ripping the business apart. So there's no reason to do that to themselves, to the employees, to their customers, clients. So I said, shut it.
They probably needed to hear that
Yeah.
from an outside
Yeah.
source. And did they follow the advice?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Now, there are some others that went through the projects. We didn't tell them to close, and they didn't
probably
follow
should
the
have,
advice, and they probably did close.
All right. George Leddicotte from SBA Accounting and Tax Solutions. Where can people find you?
Our website is www.sbagrp.com. They can call us at 559-369-7691.
And your offices are out by the airport, you told me?
Out by the airport, and we're actually on Yale now. Be moving to Fine next month. So
Moving you bigger, better offices?
bigger, better offices. We do training programs for clients too, and those will get announced on a periodic basis as we do them.
All right. So if you have a small business and you need some expert advice, give George a call. Thank you so much for coming
Thanks,
in today.
Mike. Pleasure.
Appreciate it. And we'll be back with more on CentralValleyTalk.com.